Good morning and welcome to an absolutely glorious morning here in North Dorset. I hope the sun is shining with you down in Swanage as well. It really is a fantastic morning. It's been a really good week, hasn't it? It was lovely to be in church last Sunday and to see people, albeit rather briefly. I went to Studland and then to St Mary's, and I thought it all worked very nicely, even the humming of the hymn. It's a shame that we can't sing yet, but it's a start, and I gather that some of you did gather afterwards at the pond and did some singing, so good for you. Research has been continuing this week on the effects of the virus on singing, and I have attached on my email the latest government updates, which I got through the Cathedral Organists Association, specifically looking at musical instruments and singing. And it seems it's getting a little bit better now. It's a little bit more focused towards professional choirs, but it is looking a little bit more positive. So let's hope that it's not going to be too long before we're going to be able to do a little bit more singing than we're able to at the moment. As always, John and I have prepared the liturgy for Sunday. We're going to continue with the online worship, certainly until the end of August, and we'll just run it concurrently with the live services. This week we're going to actually be able to celebrate communion, so that will be good too, and we'll see how that works. But you'll find the order of service online, www.swanishteam.com, I think it's .com, so you can look it up there. So, for my suggestion for music this week, I've got a couple of suggestions actually. I was listening to Radio 3 Choral Evensong this week. At the moment they're doing lots of repeats because they can't get anywhere and because none of the choirs are actually singing at the moment either. So this was a repeat from, I think, 2015 of the joint service, the annual joint service between King's College Cambridge and St John's College Cambridge. And the music was absolutely glorious, and I do recommend it to you. They sang the wonderful setting that Herbert Howells wrote for King's, the Collegium Regale, which does have, I think, my very favourite Gloria ever. Absolutely wonderful. And a marvellous tenor solo in the Nunc Dimittis. And then the two combined choirs, two of our greatest choirs, sang Parry's I Was Glad, which, well, enough said, fantastic. So that made me think of another anthem that I've always loved, which you might not know, which is an anthem by Stanford. Stanford, as we know, wrote all those wonderful canticle settings, all those lovely anthems. I mean, what would church music be like without Stanford? But you might not know the piece which is called For Lo I Raise Up, a bitter and hasty nation. It's one of his most dramatic works. It's about 7 minutes long, I suppose. And somebody once described it to me as Stanford being a crusty old Dubliner just relating a tale in the pub. And it's sort of a bit like that. But it's got a couple of good things about it which I particularly like. It's very, very dramatic, really quite fiddly organ part. And it opens with the altos, tenors and basses starting to tell a story. And then the boys come in. They are terrible and dreadful. That was always great fun to sing. You never had to rehearse that with trebles because after the men had started, they'd be straight in there. But I remember a story that, going back to the joint service between King's and John's, that every year they alternate. One year they sing an evensong in King's College Chapel, and the next year they sing one in St John's College Chapel. Years ago there was a very celebrated director at St John's called George Guest, and so the story goes, every time that they had the service in St John's they would always sing Stanford For Lo I Raise Up. Why, you ask? Well, the reason is this, that halfway through there's a phrase, all this Old Testament stuff, there's a phrase halfway through where the whole choir in unison sings, yea, he scoffeth at kings. So when they were in St John's, they used to, yeah, you get it. It's good, isn't it? And then the other thing which always makes me smile about this piece is a bit later on, there's a treble solo. And the boy starts off and he sings, I will stand upon my watch. And I've lost count the amount of boys that have said to me, but sir, why do you have to stand on your watch? Crash. So that always makes me smile when I hear that. But it's a fantastic piece, and I'm pointing you to a performance by New College Oxford. And on this YouTube clip, there are the words and the music as well, so you can follow it. So that's For Lo I Raise Up. It is a wonderful piece, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll also give you a link to the Radio 3 Choral Evensong for this week from King's College, conducted by the late, great Stephen Clearbury. So, I'm thinking, do I do my singing out here or shall I go inside? I think I'll go inside to do it. There's somebody cutting the grass in the field over here, so I think I'll disappear, and I'll see you in just a moment. So here I am indoors, ready to sing, so just making sure that you're comfortable, either just sitting up straight, feet on the floor, nice straight back, or if you're standing, that you're just nice and loose, keeping those knees not locked. Have a little shakedown so that you're just feeling nice and relaxed, okay? So let's just start with just going, just sliding up those fifths. Really feel the stretch. And let's change to N with the lips slightly apart. Ready? Jolly good, well done. And now how about just going mommy, 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 ma. Nice relaxed jaw on that ma. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Mommy, 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 ma. Mommy, 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 ma. Mommy, 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 ma. Mommy, 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 mommy. Louder. Mommy, 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 mommy. Excellent. Now, how about going like this? Ah, yeah, ah. So, ah, yeah, ah. Nice and legato, going. Ah, yeah, ah. Okay, once more at that pitch. Go. Ah, yeah. Ah. So you turn higher. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Big breath. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Can I make one more? Okay, and we'll just go down a few scales. Let's start off going down to ooh. 3, 4. And change to E. Okay, well done, and that's fun. And let's finish off just by doing some triads, just to going off you go. Try that again. That was a bit more in tune for me. A bit of falsetto going on there. So there we go. Gosh, looking at this, I realise I need a haircut badly. Anyway, I hope that sort of sets you up for the week. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday if you're coming to church. 11 o'clock, I think. I'll be there with a key this week. If not, stay safe and well, and I'll see you again next week.